Sometimes it pays to be up late. I was up and working on a page, just doing a little bit of inking and touching up, and I switched over and saw some breaking news. And James Gunn, along with Peter Safran, have been named to head DC's TV and animation and movie department. This is really impressive news. So, according to this, coming from the Hollywood Reporter, the duo will report to David Zaslav and assume the title of co-chairs and co-CEOs of DC Studios. So James Gunn is officially going to be helming the future of DC movies, DC shows, animation, all of it, which is amazing news if you consider the body of work he's given to DC already with the Suicide Squad, not the original Suicide Squad, but the Suicide, the quasi-sequel, and then Peacemaker. So really interesting. I couldn't help but think it was only a few years ago that Marvel cut this guy loose because of just some stupid joke tweets or stand-up routine or something that had come out 20 some years ago. And they ended up having to kind of come crawling back to him to finish up the Guardians of the Galaxy. And now, in that time he was away from Marvel, he struck up a relationship with DC. He made the Suicide Squad, developed Peacemaker, and went back to Marvel to kind of finish business over there. And he said straight back to DC. And just kind of think what a mistake Marvel Comics made, basically given one of their star creators to the direct competition. That is amazing to me. So it says here, back to the article, in a stunning turn of events, filmmaker James Gunn and producer Peter Safran has been tapped to lead DC film, TV, animation efforts as co-chairs, co-CEOs, DC Studios' newly formed division at Warner Brothers. So DC Films is now its own division within Warner Brothers. The unprecedented move in which a top director will assume a top executive post marks the end of a months-long search by Warner Brothers Discovery CEO David Zaslav to replace DC film boss Walter Hamada, who we know the kind of job he's been doing, who departed the studio last week. That search had all of Hollywood guessing and playing executive bingo for who would lead one of the most coveted and challenging jobs in town. I have to say, obviously most coveted jobs for sure, but most challenging, I really have to think that you really just got to figure you've got to just kind of stick to what made DC great. Really the job is as easy or as difficult as you want to make it. If you want to kind of go with Marvel's current model of just the messages and wokeness and all the other stuff before content and entertainment and material, then yeah, it's going to be hard. But if you just kind of lay back and let the material develop itself, go back to the source of what made DC great to begin with, you could do really well. All you really have to do is just kind of paint by numbers almost, it seems. But yeah, you still have to navigate it, I guess, modernize it for audiences and everything else. But it's going to be exciting. I really do think they tapped the right guy. I don't know if it was, the article talks about it as really big and shocking. I kind of figured that James Gunn would have a pretty big role going forward with DC. Now, I didn't think he would head the whole studio, so that even caught me off guard. Back to the article. Let's see if we can talk about it a little bit more. Gunn will focus on the creative side of things, while Safran will focus on the business and production side. Both are expected to continue to direct and produce projects respectively. They will report directly to Zaslav and work closely with Warner film bosses DeLuca and Pamela Abbey. Sources say that the deal runs for 4 years and Gunn will be exclusive to DC. The goal is for them not to just produce, but to truly function as executives, as Gunn will occasionally hone a movie. Okay, so he's basically going to be playing the big power behind everything. But, I think it would be a waste for them not to have him come down and do a movie. Seriously, he's one of the better writer-directors working in Hollywood. He clearly understands the genre of the superhero movie. And to have him as a resource and not use him as a director would be stupid. So I'm glad to hear that they expect him to still, produce a movie from time to time, and being the head of it, he gets pretty much his pick and choice of what DC property he wants to adapt. So a lot of freedom there for him. Unlike Marvel Studios, DC has unique films set in separate creative universes. And according to sources, Joker filmmaker Todd Phillips' work on the upcoming sequel, which goes into production later this year, will not fall under Gunn and Safran's purview, but instead will be overseen by DeLuca and Abbey. Matt Reeves, who worked under Hamada, has a budding universe based on the Batman movie. It's unclear whose purview Reeves' future projects would fall, but everything else is moving forward under Gunn and Safran. Okay, so that's interesting. So the Todd Phillips Joker universe and all that's going to be its own thing. It's not going to be part of DC Films. It's going to be its own little Warner Brothers thing. Personally, I think I've said on the channel, I don't think Joker should get a sequel. I thought the movie was a really great standalone film, and I don't see a way to make it better by adding to it. I just really don't. As far as the Batman goes, I don't know. I mean, are they planning on bringing in another Batman to kind of their more connected DC universe that seems to be the Suicide Squad, Black Adam, maybe Justice League, Superman, and Shazam? Or is he going to be always removed from the rest of DC as a whole? We'll have to see what that is going forward. I mean, he's going to have to be integrated at some point, so I don't know if you're going to have just this Batman standalone universe that's going to be the Matt Reeves world, and then have maybe another actor playing Batman in the main DC universe. Really weird. So, go a little bit further here. DC has among the most entertaining and powerful and iconic characters in the world. I'm thrilled to have the singular, complementary talents of James and Peter joining our world-class team and overseeing the creative direction of the stories of the DC Universe, said Zaslav in a statement. Their decades of experience filmmaking, close ties to creative community, and proven track record, thrilling superhero fans around the globe make them uniquely qualified to develop a long-term strategy across films, TV, animation, and take this iconic franchise to the next level of creative storytelling. And I've got to agree. I mean, I really think Zaslav is doing a great job over at heading up Warner Brothers Entertainment right now. I think he definitely picked the right guys to head. So he's making all the right moves. So he's shutting down projects that are just going to either lose money or just generate bad press for the studio. He is putting the right people in the right positions to going forward. I really like the moves there he's making. I'm curious to see if he'll do something similar with the comic book side of DC, because the idea is the comic book side of it's really the IP farm. That's where all the stuff kind of comes from and gestates, and the movies kind of draw from that universe. So he's going to have to eventually go down there and clean a bit of house. We'll see what that looks like. But for now, James Gunn, at least for the next 4 years, and I'm guessing it's going to be longer. I have no doubt that James Gunn's going to do a good job. This contract's more than likely going to get extended. Especially, I mean, think about it. 4 years in the world of movie making, that's not a lot. So yeah, I think he's going to go beyond that. I think he's going to basically do the Kevin Feige thing for as long as he wants to do it. And I mean, DC's a huge sandbox for him to play around in, and being the man at the top, he gets to pick and choose, where he wants to dedicate his time and throw those creative energies into. Plus, I mean, who wouldn't want to just be head of the superhero universe and tell the Justice League what to do? I mean, come on, it'd be a great job. So, yeah, excellent news. Really good news for fans of comic books and superhero movies, I think. What do you guys think? Let's talk about in the comments below. Are you excited to see what James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to bring to the DC universe? Are you kind of sad that this means definitely no more James Gunn in the Marvel universe? Quite frankly, I don't know that the MCU deserves him anymore. I was surprised that he went back. I'm glad that he went back to finish the Guardians movie or the Guardians trilogy. He really didn't have to. Especially after the just terrible way that he got treated at Marvel for basically getting dismissed for 25-year-old tweets. It's stupid. They should have known better. And this is the exact price you pay. This is what you get. Again, what's become the motto when it comes to Marvel Comics and most of the entertainment world: play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Marvel decided to try to, get a couple of accolades from the woke mob for a second, and they ended up sending one of the top creators and movie makers in Hollywood to the direct competition. Good for you. That's going to be it for me. I'm really excited. I want to hear what your guys' reaction is to this in the comment section. While you're down there, do all the usual. Hit like, subscribe to the video, or subscribe to the channel, rather. It's late at night. If you're not a subscriber already, I'd love to have you here, and I'm going to cut it there. So I will talk to you later. Bye.